I'm going to show all of you why host Eric is not an ENTP psychologically or voltologically. Host Eric does show P-lead fluidity, although he showcases the introverted perception side of P-lead fluidity, not extroverted perception. F1 Fluid posture. The neck remains loose, with the head tilting to the sides, while the spine is relaxed, with fluid transitions between states. F2 Eccentric. The torso is pulled in the direction of the head, which in turn is pulled in the direction of the eyes. F3 Gliding motions. All body parts glide in ongoing, swerving vectors, without definite stops. F4 Horizontal movements. The hands and head move primarily side to side, with minor up and down movement. F5 Subordinate rigidity. This shows lead P fluidity of hands even when channeling J angular motions. If host Eric was an ENTP, he would should extroverted perception led signals or proactive fluidity, CORR, PE, such as PF1 restless momentum, PF2 toggling eyes, PF3 body swaying, PF4 casual hands, and PF5 alert perk-ups. Yet, host Eric does not show any extroverted perception lead signals, and instead shows all the signals that would suggest he is an introverted sensing lead. Reactive fluidity, correlation introverted perception. RF1 Viscous inertia. The body and spine sink downward lethargically with a stillness that stems from viscosity rather than rigidity. RF2 Fixed gaze. The eyes remain fixed forward with a glazed-over look. This is different than simply making eye contact with another person. RF3 Diagonal eye drifts. The eyes and head drift off diagonally to the side or floor, and then return again to a forward-facing position. RF4 Searching scowling. The person scowls as they scan their surroundings, often towards the ground, as if searching for a lost item. RF5 Narrow head zoning. The head direction remains confined to a narrow cone-shaped area, rarely wandering outside of this space. Host Eric does have brushstroke eye movements, but the brushstrokes are introverted perception diagonal eye movements, not extroverted perception. Brushstroke eye movements. The eyes will toggle about loosely, gently, and aimlessly. The pupils will drift around with ease and quickness, suspending their location along 3 to 5 different points in a span of 1 to 2 seconds, while never actually landing their gaze on any one of those points. Suspended correlation introverted sensing and extroverted intuition perception axis. SU1 lacks preceptal area. The pretarsal, or upper eyelid, is lifted taut off the pupil, but the preceptal area remains soft, gently surrounding and embedding the eyes in their sockets. SU2 top pretarsal area. The pretarsal, or upper eyelid, is lifted taut off the pupil, but the preceptal area remains soft, gently surrounding and embedding the eyes in their sockets. SU3 lacks outer edges. The outer edges of the eyebrow area are continually slanted downward by default, partially covering the eye area. SU4 Procerus scowling. The scowl contracts towards the center, concentrating the muscle tension only between the eyes. SU5 Brushstrokes eye toggles. The eyes toggle across the environment in a series of small but rapid saccades, often toggling circularly in all directions. SU6 eye head trailing motions. The eyes wander in all directions, while the head tries to keep up but ultimately lags behind. SU7 levity effect. The body is swept away, swaying side to side while also lifting the torso upward with each pendulum swing. Here is a sample of introverted sensing eyes taken from cognitivetype.com. Confused expression. The dullness of C's expression arises from a contraction of the orbicularis oculi immediately above the eyeball by the pretarsal region, with a complete relaxation of the orbicularis oculi in the remaining areas. This gives the eyes an awake but unfocused quality. The bottom edges of the frontalis muscles contract slightly, creating a downward slant toward the outer edges of the eyes and an upward slant toward the center. I should note that this system is not my work. All credit for these signals goes to the cognitive type team and Auburn Sandoval. I'm simply trying to promote this system that I find very accurate. I would appreciate it if you all could follow my friends from the cognitive type community over at Quadratum. This group has a lot to say about the voltology signals.